Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. Hope that you are keeping well. Me and Richard would just like to thank you so much for all the donations and the really kind messages with everyone. It's really nice been having a chat when we text and email as well. So the theme for today's class will be yoga for boosting energy. That's going to be a really good one. Probably, there's always those times, we all get it, where we feel that we haven't got much energy. We feel a bit unmotivated, we feel a bit tired. So this is going to be a really nice sequence that's going to combine some boosting energy poses and also some really good breathing techniques that's also going to bring more energy into the body. And then once we've got a little bit more energy, we can use it into those things what we need to take it into. So we will start off lying down onto the floor. So you don't need a belt for today's class. Just grab yourself, if you've got a blanket, if you've got a block, anything that you find that's going to help you in your practice today, just have it there ready. And then we'll start off lying down onto the floor. So take your time, just coming down, lying down. We're taking the focus into the body first of all. So as you come down to the floor, just start to notice how you're feeling. You can bend your legs if you need a bit more support for the back. Just take a moment just to let the eyes close, or a nice soft gaze. For these first few moments, just settling into the mat. Feel your attention moving inwards. And just notice how you are feeling. Without judging right now, notice what your energy levels are feeling like. Notice what the body's feeling like. How does the body feel today? Maybe you've got a few aches anywhere in the body. Sometimes we get that, often just our sleep. Sometimes when we wake up, we feel a bit stiff in the body. There might be different things that you've been doing, lots of sitting down lately that might have made you feel a little bit low on energy as well. Just taking all that into awareness. Just relax where you can, relax your shoulders, relax the tummy. Just feeling more and more of your weight on the earth, just releasing down, and just feel supported right now. Just start to be aware of your breath and just watch it for those first few moments. Just starting to tune in with your own natural rhythm of your breath. And maybe this breath is coming easy at the moment for you. Maybe it feels quite hard. Maybe it feels a bit of a struggle to actually breathe right now. Just pause there, just be there. When it feels appropriate, find your yoga breath. So start to breathe in and out through the nose. We're going to start to bring a bit more prana. Prana is vital life force energy. And a real big way that we take it in is with the breath. So it is what's behind the breath. And just start to feel that you maybe just naturally start to lengthen a bit more of that inhale. And the same with that exhale. Just see if there's extra room to just breathe out just a little bit longer. And then we're going to spend a few minutes. We're going to do our square or our box breathing today, as it's one of the best ways to keep you focused, but it's also very refreshing for the mind to do. So we're going to silently count in for 3 as we breathe in. We're going to pause. We're going to hold that breath in for 3. We're going to breathe out for 3. We're going to hold that exhale out for 3. We're going to return again, breathing in for 3. Holding that breath in for 3. Breathing out for 3. Then breathing in for 3. And then just continue to do this in your own time so that you've got 4 bits of the breath, the pauses, 2 pauses, and the inhales and the exhales. Just feel focused with the breath. Feel just by this breath alone that you're starting to create more energy, that you're starting to feel more focused. You've set the theme for your whole practice as well by just refreshing yourself with this breath. And then making this your last one. And once you've reached the bottom of that exhale, just release from here. So we're going to start to work into the hips. Make sure you've got room to reach the arms out to the side. You can either do it with your legs lengthened or the legs bent. It's going to be the knees to chest pose, but with the nice arm movements as well. So we're going to take an inhale, the arms raise, let it last for that whole movement until the arms reach behind you. Breathing out, you're going to draw the right knee in towards that chest. Inhale, release, let that leg lengthen, let the arms lift behind you. Breathing out, this time it's your left knee and you're going to hold around that shin as you draw that knee towards you. Inhale, raising the arms, releasing the leg. Breathing out, right knee comes in towards that chest. Inhale, nice stretch, that heart opens. And then breathing out, left knee in towards the chest. We're going to do a couple more. Inhale, think about your chest opening up, stretching behind you. Breathing out, right knee comes in. If you feel good, then lift your head up towards that knee. Inhale, raising the arms, stretching out with the legs. Breathing out, left knee comes in. You can lift that leg if it feels appropriate. Do two more. Inhale, raising. Exhale, that right knee comes in. We're lifting that head if it feels all right. And then next one, breathing in to lift. We'll make this your last one. Left side, breathing out. You can lift the head up towards that knee. And then placing your head back down to the floor. You can bend your right knee, so you've got both knees in towards the chest, just having a gentle rock from side to side. We're going to do our bridge pose from here, so the legs come down to the floor, legs are bent, knees up towards the sky, arms down by the sides of the body. We're going to press into the feet, you're going to inhale, we're going to lift your hips up, and we're going to hold it here, so come to an appropriate place that's going to work for your back, and it is the first one. So see how that feels. Just hold it for a moment. Just feel that lovely feeling of opening up the chest. Chest openers, back bends are wonderful for energising. They make you feel good. And then breathing out, slowly releasing down. We'll do two more rounds. So press into the feet. Inhale to lift up. And just notice what that second one feels like. Just still focus on your breath. So keeping that breath going, that's going to bring more prana, more energy into your poses and your energy field today. And then tilt your pelvis forward, slowly releasing back. We'll make this one more time, variation with the arms on this last one. So inhale, lifting up. If your shoulders feel okay, you might like to roll up higher onto the shoulders. You can either take your option to interlock your fingers. If this one doesn't work, you can always lift the arms or take the arms behind you just to open up the chest a little bit more from here. Think about your quality of the breath, so keep that breath going while you're in that pose. And then we'll release the arms first, interlock the fingers, come back onto the shoulders, release the arms down, let your pelvis tilt forward, slowly let that spine come back down, let the spine release, knees in towards the chest, hugging them in and just gently rocking from side to side. You're going to find just a nice twist to really release from here. So you're going to take the feet to the floor. Just a nice bit of movement that you can do on the legs to get the hips to release a bit more in the twist would be to lift up the bottom and then just move your hips, move the bottom more over towards that left side and then bring it back down. You know, draw the knees in towards the chest, or you can keep your feet down to the floor. Arms are going to come to a T shape, or we're going to cactus the arms. And then as you breathe out, you're going to drop your knees over towards the right side. You can turn your head towards that left side. You can always take the right hand if it feels a nice option today to take it onto the outside of that left thigh, just to encourage a bit more release from here. So really nice for the spine. So we hold a lot of energy in our spine. So if you feel that you've been sitting down lots, if we've been a bit slumped in our posture, that often this energy gets a little bit kind of stuck in the spine. You feel a bit tired, a little bit sluggish. And then once you start to wake that spine up through movements and also through stretching, often feels really, really good. So we'll come back to the centre, release the arms, coming back, and just take your feet back down to the floor, spine neutral. And then we'll lift up the bottom again. This time we're shifting the bottom over towards that right side and the hips over, taking the bottom back. We can either keep the legs where they are, or we'll lift up the legs at a right angle for a bit of a deeper twist. Arms are out to the T shape or bending the arms, and then we're going over towards that left side this time. You can take that left hand and take it onto that top of that thigh. You can turn your arm out towards, not arm, your head out towards that right side from here. And just feel how wonderful that hopefully feels on your spine. It also feels really good once you've done a back bend, that bridge pose, just to bring that spine into a lovely twist now. Really starts to just draw a bit of energy in. So bring the head back to the centre, bringing your knees back. And bring your feet to the floor, just adjust your spine. And then finish off, drawing your knees in towards the chest. And take a moment just to gently rock from side to side. So that's a really nice option for that twist. If you find often you feel a bit tight in the hips, or you can't release a bit more, just by shifting your bottom and the hips to the opposite direction before you come to a twist, often allows a lot more lovely space. So knees are in towards the chest. You can draw the navel in. You can either just keep the head down, or if it works today, lifting up. You're going to take your head towards the knees. Continue to breathe from here. And then slowly taking your head back down. We'll just do that one more time. Draw the navel in, just drawing a bit of energy by lifting the head up. And then slowly bringing your head back down. And then we'll come to seated from here. So either draw your knees to one side or rock backwards and forwards. And then bringing yourself all the way up to a really nice seated position. We're just going to think about lovely alignment of our spine. So thinking about, if you think, just sit for a moment and just slump from here. So let your shoulders come forward and think about, what does that make you feel like? You feel a bit, the energy's a bit going down and you don't feel maybe too good. You don't feel too energised. So think about now that when you lengthen the spine, lifting up, think about all that lovely feeling that the energy can flow up and down the spine. Rest in the arms. Think about that energy still moving up, that alignment of the head, the crown of the head, shoulders nice and relaxed, ever so slightly. Draw the navel in, maybe just drawing a tiny bit of weight back, just to create steadiness, stableness, to allow that spine to lift. And it's the same when we stand as well. We want to always think about our posture. So you might just catch yourself from time to time thinking, are you slumping? If you are, just see if you can sit up more, lengthen the spine, and see if that automatically brings more energy into the body. I'm going to just interlock the fingers from here, and we'll press the palms away from us, have a really nice stretch. And then we'll take a nice lift up with the arms, a good stretch. Anything where you're going to stretch is going to boost the energy. Anything that's going to lift your chest and your heart is going to bring more energy to that area through that prana, through also the blood flow. Draw the navel in. You're going to breathe out. You can just take the palms out to the front. Draw the navel in, round over. Use your inhale to lift back again. We'll do that a couple more times. Breathing out, press your palms forward, round over, draw the navel in. Use your inhale to lift up. One more, pressing out, breathing out, rounding over. And then inhale, lifting up. Take a moment to release the arms. Take them into a V shape. Shoulders relax. Reach out. Spread your hands from here. And then breathing out. Let your arms bend, bring your palms together and seal all that in towards your heart, your chest centre. And then releasing the legs, we're going to slowly roll over from here and we'll come to the all fours from here. Nice spread hands. We're going to come straight into our downward dog from here, as we've already worked a bit on the back bends. So tuck your toes under, bring some weight back towards the heels, lift your knees and slowly start to lift up onto your toes so your sit bones are nice and lifted. And then breathing out, bringing some weight back towards the heels and have a really nice stretch. And this is going to be one that's going to wake up the spine. I love downward dog. It feels so good when you've been sitting for a long time just to stretch and feel all that space that you're creating around the back. Make sure your head is nice and heavy so you can just gaze down from here. And then bending the legs, take a moment to untuck the toes, release back into the child's pose to get a nice release onto your hips from here. So we're going to come back again, come back into the all fours. Going to tuck the toes under, lift up into your downward dog from here. We're going to do an option of moving from plank pose into downward dog. You can always come to knees and come to a half version of plank pose if that's more appropriate for you today. So you're going to slowly start to come forward, so shoulders forward of the wrists, drawing into navel, press out with the heels, and then pressing back into your downward dog pose. So work through that 2 more times. So just work with the breath, coming forward, drawing in with the navel, press out with the heels, and then sinking back into your downward dog, releasing weight towards the heels. We'll do one more from here. So coming forward, drawing into navel, press out through the heels. Last time, come back into your downward dog pose. Come back down to the floor, release the feet. You're going to bend your arms and then just lower yourself all the way down to the floor from here. You're going to release the feet. We're going to come into baby cobra, hands underneath the shoulders. If Sphinx pose is better today, then allow yourself to come to Sphinx pose. So inhale, baby cobra, arms stay bent from here as we lift up. And then breathing out, lower down. We'll do that another time. So baby cobra or Sphinx. Inhale, just keep it nice and low first. And then breathing out, lower down. Another time to lift. Inhale to lift up from here. And then exhale, lower. And the last time, this time you've got the option, if it feels nice, lifting up, lift the chest. Think about today, creating space for the energy to move around the spine. And then slowly releasing back, coming back from here. Hands underneath the shoulders, and we'll press ourselves back to the all fours from here. You're going to step forward with your right leg into a lunge position. If you want to swap it for warrior today, if you're not going to do knee work, that's fine. Pad your back knee if you need to. Lift up onto that thigh from here. You're going to raise the arms from here. So send that energy towards the chest, the fingers, let them really widen. If it's a nice option for the back, we can bend that leg from here. We can think about lifting our chest a bit more. Don't do it if you've got back issues. And then releasing, coming down. Bringing the knees back from here. And then we'll step forward with your left leg. So you can change it again to warrior if you need to. You know, lift up from here, pad that back knee as much as you need to. Raise the arms and think about just this energy going around the heart centre. Think about fingers, it lengthen and extend and open up your fingers from here. If you did it on the other side, bend your leg from here, lift your chest more. You might even go back slightly if it feels okay. And then coming back to your all fours. We're going to move to standing. So you might come to all fours first to move your way up, or tuck the toes of the back foot and then hopping that back foot in and just fold forward over the legs. You can keep them hip distance apart or a few inches and just fold over the legs from here. Hands on the hips and we'll lift up and we'll come all the way up to standing. Take a moment to think about your lovely alignment of your posture, of your spine in mountain pose, in Tadasana. So a little bit of a wider base with the feet, so just separate them. Toes spread, feeling the base on the earth, so shoulders up to the ears, and roll your shoulders back and down. Just let the fingers just extend down. And just think about this feeling of being able to just feel the heart and chest opening up a bit more. Thinking how good it makes us feel when we can just stand in this position so we're not slumped. We're thinking about our posture from here. Just a few more breaths. And then opening up the eyes from here. So we keep the feet hip distance apart, feet facing forward. Make sure you've got enough room so you can take the arms about from here. And then you soften the knees. We're just going to allow ourselves to just release from side to side. So the arms are coming out. And then we're just allowing the arms to be really heavy and relaxed so that the back of the hands starts to release around the back of the body or even around the side of the waist. So just feel that. That's what you want to try and do. If you want to feel that you create more energy, you've got to get the body moving. You've got to think about how we can wake it up, how we can energise it. Do a few more from here. And then coming back to the centre. You can slow those movements down, so eventually you come back to the centre. You can just take for a moment and just really shake out your hands from here. So give them a good shake from here. And then start to do one leg, give the other foot a nice shake from here. Just be careful if you're unsteady of your balance today. And you can get the legs, think about shaking them. Keep going. If you're all right, just do that a few more moments. Just notice what that feels like, really trying to just wake up the body, wake up the legs. So this is a great sequence, maybe not the best one to do before bed, but it's a good one to do, the afternoon slump or in the morning, just to set you up for the day. All right, last couple of shakes from here, and then just pause. Just be in that stillness for a few moments. What does it feel like? Hopefully you're feeling probably like tingling that's going about in the arms and the shoulders. And just connect to that life force energy, that prana that is in with us and around us. It connects us to everything. Take a nice few easy breaths. And then slowly releasing the eyes, open the eyes. We're going to work a couple of twists from here so we can stay where we are on our mat, feet hip distance apart. We're going to reach the arms up. So a really nice stretch, and just take a moment. Think about what happens when we lift the arms. We naturally create more energy in the chest. It's uplifting, so just enjoy that for a moment. Breathing up, we're going to take a twist. You're going to soften the knees. You can twist from the torso towards the right side, either cactus the arms or extend out with the arms. Then inhale, lengthen the legs, sweep the arms up and above the head. Breathing out, it's going to be that left side from here. We'll continue to do that a few more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale to open up. Do last two. Inhale to lift. Exhale to open up. We'll just make it two more, then we finish off on that left side. Inhale to lift. And exhale to open up. Bringing yourself back, arms above the head, press your palms together. Breathing out slowly, bring your arms back down, let your shoulders relax from here. So we're going to do a nice movement now, these movements as well, but it's a lovely breathing technique. You've done it a few times in class with me. It's the breath of joy, which is lovely if you think about what the name is. So what we're doing in it is we're creating a lot of energy, a lot of circulation that's going on. We're increasing our intake of the breath. Just be careful. If you've got high blood pressure, then what your technique of this is going to be, you're going to take a nice inhale to lift up and then exhale. You're just going to do that up and down from here. So not lowering completely, not doing too much with the breath. So that's a nice kind of safe option to go from there. So the rest of us are going to keep your feet hip distance apart. So with one inhale, you're going to be breathing in 1/3 of your lungs, 2/3 of the lungs, 3/3 of the lungs, and then we breathe out through the mouth. So I'll show you quite slowly first of all. It sometimes gets a little bit complicated. Knees are softened, so you breathe in. Arms out in front, palms forward is 1/3 of the lungs. Open the arms out, 2/3 of the lungs. 3/3 of the lungs, the arms face forward, palms forward. You soften the knees, you breathe out through the mouth, so it's a as the arms go out behind you, and then you repeat again. So the speed up version would be so that option. So we'll have a go together. So we'll just probably end up losing count on these ones. If you feel dizzy, if you feel lightheaded, stop, but this will energise you and make you feel good. So on the mat, I'm going to take a few breaths from here, arms out. So it's soften the knees, inhale, 1, 2, 3. Breathing out through the mouth, bend the knees. Inhale, 1, 2, 3 pulse. Breathing out through the mouth, bending the legs. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. And we'll carry on. Just a couple more. And then coming all the way up to standing and just pause. What do you feel like now? Are you aware of this energy, this subtle energy that's moving around the body? Sometimes you do get a little bit lightheaded when you come up here because of the intake of the breath. Take a few moments just to let that breathing just come back to a nice, natural, balanced breath. So really balanced breath now. And then allow your eyes to open from here. So we're going to allow ourselves to come to the front of the mat. And we're going to come into a warrior position. You're going to step back with your left leg from here. Your right leg is going to bend from here. You're going to encourage your hips to come round. So adjust that back foot as much as you need. So we'll take a nice movement, lifting the arms, V shape, so you empower that circulation that's in the chest, the heart centre. We're going to take cow face arm position from here. The first bit of the movement, all you're going to do is bend your left arm so that that left elbow lifts up, the hand comes back, your right hand reaches over, and we might feel that this is enough to take us where we are today, or you can release the right hand, you can take it as high as you can up at the back. Maybe you reach the fingers. You might lift your chest a little bit more from here. Make sure that you don't take any pressure into your lower back. And then slowly releasing from here. You're going to draw in the navel, step that back foot into the front. Take a few moments to pause. And then it's going to be your right leg is going to step back this time. That left leg is going to go forwards. Adjust that back foot so that the hips are coming round from here. We'll do that arms lifted first of all into that nice V shape. Let your hands really spread from here. Sink a little bit lower down towards the earth. And then we'll bend your right arm. Your left arm's going to come up and over. You're going to take hold of that elbow. The next option would be to release that hand. Take it behind the back. So more of a Gumakasana, cow face pose. And you might stay where you are. You might even lift up slightly as long as no pressure's going into your back from here. And then slowly releasing the arms. Stepping your back foot into the front. We'll turn to that long side of the mat. We'll open out our feet for our warrior 2 feet from here. Feet facing the front, hands on the hips. We're going to turn your left foot all the way out. So you're going to turn your right foot all the way out and left foot is forward. You're going to raise the arms, so warrior position. As you breathe out, we're going to bend that leg from here. You're going to press back into that back foot. And you're going to think about energising out through the arms, energising out through your legs and your feet, and even sending energy to the crown of your head. And then breathing out, release the hands, feet to the front. We'll take your left leg out this time, right leg is forward. Arms are going to lift, and then we'll gaze towards that left side. Inhale, and as you breathe out, we're going to bend into the left leg this time. You're going to press back into that back foot and feel that you send energy out through your legs, through the hands. Shoulders are nice and relaxed from here. Just hold it there a few breaths. And then hands on the hips, lengthen that leg, feet to the front. Going to heel toe your feet back in together from here. Hip distance apart. We'll take a really nice stretch up with the arms from here. I'm going to draw into the navel. Just take the feet actually slightly bit closer together. We're going to take a side bend stretch. So draw into the navel. You're going to side bend stretch over towards that right side. Imagine that you've got a really big ball of energy from here, like a big beach ball. So hands are not too close. And then inhale, coming back to the centre. Breathing out over towards that left side. And then coming all the way back to the centre. Pressing the palms together. Breathing out, bring your hands back towards your chest, the heart centre. Releasing the hands. We're going to come down to the floor from here. So feet to the front. Inhale, lifting up, raising the arms. You can look up. Breathing out, releasing the hands, calming down, releasing the head. You're going to slowly release the legs from here. And for a few moments, just sinking back into a child's pose. And think about your breath, maybe feeling if the body is starting to feel a little bit warmer from here. Nice long, slow breaths. And then coming all the way back to the all fours from here. So you can pad your knees if you need to at this point. We're going to extend away with your right leg from here. So give that leg a good stretch. You're going to bend that right leg. You can keep your head exactly where it is, just looking down. You're going to take your left arm and you're going to reach that left arm a bit round. You might just have that foot up towards the sky. You might be able to relax that foot. Take that foot in if you can. You can press that foot in towards the hand. Another nice chest heart opener. And then slowly release. Extend out with that leg. Drop your toes down to the floor and bring your knees back from here. We'll work it on the other side. So your left leg is going to lengthen from here. Give it a really nice stretch. And then if it works, going to bend your leg from here. Your right arm's going to reach round behind. You might just have that foot so it comes up towards the sky. Or you might relax that foot and take that foot in and press that foot in towards that hand if you've got it. Take a few nice breaths, creating space around the chest, working around the back. Slowly release, hands down, toes, leg extends, toes drop down and knees back from here. We're going to come up onto our thighs from here and we're going to work into our camel posture. Camel's a wonderful one for just creating a lovely opening around the body, which is going to make you feel good. It's going to give you energy. If you're not going to do knee work today, you can always come to standing. You can do a little bit of a standing back bend if that works. So you can pad your knees if you need to. Toes are going to be tucked first of all, bit of stability. And if you're going for your feet, then you've got them already. Your heels are a little bit lifted. So your hands are going to come behind you, fingers pointing down, and you're going to lift up the chest from here. So your option today is either to stay here or swaying back and maybe reaching, taking hold of your heels. And if you've got them, you're going to lift the chest again. Think about space. That's what you want to feel. Feel space in the back. Either keep the head in or you can release the head back if it's still supported on the shoulders. And then to come up, the hands come onto the hips, drawing into the navel, lifting up from here. Feel what you feel like with that extra energy once you lift. Do one more round. If you found that you took your heels okay, if you want to go a little bit further in the posture, you can release the feet. And we're working with something that feels good. It doesn't matter where we are in the posture. If we're there with the breath, if we're keeping calmness in the mind, then that is all the yoga. That is brilliant. So fingers are pointing down. We're lifting up, lifting the chest again. So we might just be holding it here, or If you want to sway back, if you're reaching hold of feet, heels, or whatever you can do that. Pressing forward, you might release the head back. Take a few nice, easy breaths from here. Then to come up nice and safely, hands come to the hips first. And if your head's back, as you lift up, the head starts to come with it. We never lift our heads up first. Slowly releasing, so we're going to sit back to the heels and take a moment to extend the arms out in front and let your head just soften from there. Take a few nice, easy breaths, nice, long, slow inhales. Nice, long, slow exhales from here. Just feeling that back bends, they are always ones that will energise you. So never do too many back bends before you go to bed, as they are energising. They will give you a lot of energy, and you might find it's a bit trickier to go to sleep. So these are great to do a little bit earlier on. And then slowly lifting up, coming back to your all fours from here. You're going to release your legs, just extend the legs out in front. Going to just find a forward fold from here, so nice and lifted with your spine. Think about your alignment of the spine. And actually just take your hands down for your staff pose for a few breaths, so you can work towards drawing up this energy. Thinking about if we lift up, if we lengthen, if we think about our posture, then we've got more room for the energy to flow freely. And that's what's going to make us feel a boost of energy. Hold it there a few more moments. Good. And then hands going to come forward from here. We'll inhale, and as we breathe out, you're going to fold over the legs from here. You can take the hands if it reaches the feet, and slowly releasing from here. Let your head be nice and heavy. Nice, long, slow breaths. Good. And then lifting up, coming all the way up. We're going to bend your right leg from here. You're going to keep the other leg lengthened. You're going to take your hands, going to wrap it around that thigh of that right leg. Right arm's going to lift, and you're going to take that arm behind you and come into a really nice seated twist from here. You're going to extend out with your other leg from here. And think about your spine. Try to keep yourself nice and lifted if you can from here. Top shoulder relaxes back and down. And then slowly coming back to the centre, releasing. We'll extend out with that leg. We'll bend your left leg from here, drawing up. So it's going to be your left arm sweeps around, your right hand wraps that thigh, lifting up, and then use your exhale to draw into that twist. If you can, that right leg keeps extending out from here. A few nice easy breaths, shoulders, top shoulder nice and relaxed. And then slowly allowing ourselves to come back from here. Allowing that leg to lengthen, just give them a quick release. Going to bend the legs, you're going to roll yourself down to the floor, so bit by bit. And we're going to draw the knees back in towards the chest from here. So just slowly taking that rock from side to side. So easing out into that spine again. Right, so we're going to take a nice movement now where we're going to come into our bridge pose again. And there's a bit of a variation. If you're used to doing wheel pose, we can have a go at doing your wheel pose as well. So don't worry if it's not. Bridge pose is going to feel wonderful for you. And it's lots of all this heart opening. So legs are going to bend again, and we'll all press into the feet. And just coming up just for a few breaths into that bridge pose from here. Nice and lifted. Think about all that energy that you've created around your spine from here. And then tilt the pelvis forward nice and slowly, lowering back down to the floor. So just to work, you haven't even got to lift, but you can have a go at doing the arm movement. So be bending the arms, taking your hands back so that the fingers, they're coming nice and close, but fingers point back towards the shoulders. Don't let your elbows do this. Don't let them come out to the side. The elbows want to draw up towards the sky. Now, if you're finding this completely impossible, you can always take your hands kind of to the sides. That's a bit of a variation as well. So you might find that this is enough from here, or you might find that the next option would be, just checking I've got room, is to, let me shuffle on my mat a bit more, would be to press into the feet and lift up from here. So you can hold it here. Next option, just be careful of your head, would be to lift up onto your head. And the next option would be to lift up into a full wheel pose. Now this is one of my absolute favourites. I love this one. I feel like I could spend ages in it. But you might find that you only do it for 1 or 2 breaths and it does need building up. So if you are doing the full wheel, you might allow yourself to come down to the head just for a few breaths. And then press back into that wheel pose again. And then coming back down onto that head again. Last one, feeling all that nice energy or wherever you are in the posture. And then coming back down, head comes back down, slowly releasing down. We'll all finish off releasing the arms and drawing the knees right in towards the chest and just taking that just gentle rock from side to side from here. So feeling that really nice release, that soothing feeling of your back. So anything back bends, I think that's why I love back bends, as they just make me feel so good. I can feel it when I do back bends. I feel that I've got a lot of energy for the rest of the day. They make me feel happy, they make me feel joyful. They don't always, sometimes they can make you feel sad, as emotions might be released with all this lovely heart opening. Last bit, just going to do a couple of twists from here. So take your feet nice and wide. Reach the arms out, T-shape, or bend the arms. You can just slowly let your knees drop to one side. Let your head slowly turn to the opposite side. After a few breaths, bring the head, bring the knees back to the centre. As you breathe out, going over towards left side, head towards the right. Just working now with your own time and your own breath. Be aware of your spine. Notice all that movement that you've created today in your spine. That's it, last one. And then coming back from here, then letting your arms just come down by the sides of the body. You can let your legs extend if it feels appropriate for the back to do so. And just take a moment just to rest from here. And let the breathing just slow down, nice natural breath. Let the eyes close. Just be aware of maybe what the energy levels are feeling right now in the body. It's all the lovely breathing that we've worked, that breath of joy and those movements where we open the chest more. Those movements where we opened up into the back. So bringing energy into the body is not necessarily about doing things really quick or ab stuff and strengthening stuff. It's not necessarily about that. Sometimes we find more energy in being able to just do work with the spine. Thinking about the chest opening, thinking about all this prana, life force energy that's in us and that's all around us. It connects us to everything. When we connect to that a bit more, then we're going to draw more in. We're going to feel naturally more energised. Just pause there in this stillness for a few moments longer. So often people think that when you're still, not much is going on, but it's probably the opposite. Even though we can't see it, there's a lot that's going in right now. Stillness can be quite dynamic, it can be quite vibrant. Thinking about what's happening to all the cells of the body right now. And just bringing back this sense of balance and ease. So as always, if you feel you want to stay longer, if you've got time, then just take as much time as you need to rest. When you're ready, just connect to the breath again. So start to take a nice long, slow inhale in. And a nice long slow exhale out through the nose. And then each time you do this, try and do it a little bit more so that you start to feel that the breath, that energy starts to reach the fingertips, right down into the toes. Even be aware of the crown of the head. Visualize, feel the subtle energy moving into every part of the body, so it feels that you're refreshing, you're re-energizing the cells simply with your breath. And then let the fingers wriggle, let your toes wriggle. You can take the arms behind you and just stretch for a moment. Let your heart open again, let your fingers spread, reaching right out into the fingers. And then breathing out, bring the arms down by the sides of the body. Let the legs slowly bend, and we'll hug the knees in towards the chest. So drawing them in, giving yourself a really big hug from here. And then rolling over onto that right side of the body. And then coming up into your easy seated position. And then once you've reached it, you're going to take Chin Mudra today. So index finger touches the tips of the thumbs. They come together, or you can slightly move them down. Other fingers, they extend out. And then the back of the hand goes on the knee. And nice and lifted from here, let your shoulders really relax. Think about your spine. Think about what can happen when we sit up nice and tall. Think about how we feel when we energise the spine through twisting, through back bends. Draw your navel in slightly. Just pause there for a few moments. Just feeling this sense of peace and ease that you might be feeling right now. And you might be feeling that you just feel more energised, maybe energised with the breath, the movements, through any visualisations that you took today. Just pause there a few more moments with your hands in Chin Mudra. And then slowly release your fingers, release your thumbs. Just rest the hands, take your hands down by the sides of the body, fingertips. So lifting up from here. And just to finish off, a couple of energising breaths. So palms lift, inhale, raise the arms up and above the head, palms touch. Breathing out, turn the palms, bring them back down to that first position, fingertips to the floor. That 2 more times. Inhale, lifting up, palms lift over and above the head. Breathing out, arms and the fingertips come back down to the floor. Last one to lift. Keep the arms lifted this time, hands above the head. Breathing out, slowly let your hands move all the way in towards your heart centre. Just connect to this space from here. You might be feeling a lot of energy through those back bends that we did today. Let your head slowly bow down towards the hands. Keep the heads down, slowly blink the eyes open. And as you inhale, lift your head, lift your heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, for exploring ways that we can connect to a bit of a boost for our energy, and always just try them, see if they work for you. You can only see, try, and you might just feel that you've got more energy to do whatever you need to do with it. Take care.